Apna Course. Get smart. Get ahead.
Personal insurance. So under personal insurance, the first category is Mediclaim. These are policies of health insurance and can be issued either as individual policies or as a group policy to reimburse the expenses incurred by the insured for hospitalization or domiciliary hospitalization. So domiciliary hospitalization is treatment taken at home arising out of an illness or an accident. Mediclaim policies are issued to those in the age group of 5 to 80 years. Children can be covered from 3 months to 5 years, provided either of the parents have taken a Mediclaim policy. Mediclaim policy can cover individual or as a floater, covering many lives of the same family under one sum assured. The following expenses are reimbursed: room and boarding charges in the hospital, nursing expenses, surgeon, anesthesia and other specialist doctor fees, operation theatre, diagnostic materials, blood, pacemaker requirements. It is a requirement that patient should be admitted for at least 24 hours. This is the underlying point here. This is not applicable for dialysis, chemotherapy, dental surgery, etc. Medical expenses incurred 30 days prior to and 60 days after hospitalization are also paid, provided if it is incurred for the same ailment for which the patient has been hospitalized. The treatment should be taken in a nursing home, hospital which satisfies certain criteria. What is domiciliary hospitalization? This means treatment is given for an ailment for a period of more than 3 days, which normally needs hospitalization, but the treatment has to be given at home because of the patient's condition is such that he cannot be physically moved or lack of accommodation in the hospital. Certain diseases which are chronic in nature, such as asthma, bronchitis, diabetes, hypertension, arthritis and fever for less than 10 days, etc. are not considered for domiciliary hospitalization benefit. What are the exclusions? Pre-existing diseases are excluded. 30 days excluded. Certain ailments are excluded for the first 30 days. Some ailments are excluded in the first year of the policy as these take time to manifest. For example, cataract and hernia and so on and so forth. War and nuclear perils. Circumcision is not paid for unless necessary for treatment of a diseases. So these are the exclusions from Mediclaim policy. Spectacles, hearing aids, etc. are not covered. Dental treatment unless requiring hospitalization is not covered. General weakness, venereal diseases, rest cure, etc. are not covered. AIDS is not covered. Hospitalization merely for diagnostic purpose, which is an annual health checkup, that is not covered. Vitamins, tonics, etc. are not covered. Treatment related to childbirth, which is and voluntary abortion is not covered. Naturopathy is excluded from Mediclaim policy. What are the conditions to claim? All notices to the insurance company should be in writing. Premium to be paid before commencement of the policy. Claim intimation should be given within 7 days with details about the hospital, illness, doctor, etc. Final claim with bills required and required documents should be given to the insurer within 30 days from the date of completion of the treatment. All bills in original should be submitted. Fraudulent claims will not be paid. Principle of contribution shall apply. So if I have taken insurance from 2 companies, both will contribute in the ratio of sum assured. Policy can be cancelled by 30 days notice. Then you have group Mediclaim. What is a group Mediclaim? Group policy is issued to homogeneous group such as employees of company, members of credit card, etc. The benefits are the same as individual policy with slight variations, which are cumulative bonus and health checkup are not allowed. Group discount is based on size. Renewal is subject to bonus. Maternity benefit extension is available in this case. Depending on the claim ratios for the past 3 policies, preceding 3 policies, bonus or low claim discount is allowed. Similarly, if the claim ratio is adverse, a malus or claim loading is charged. Malus is nothing but increase in premium. Next, you have personal accident insurance. If during the currency of the policy, the insured sustains any bodily injury directly or solely from accident caused by external violent means, the insurance company shall pay to the insured or his legal personal representative the sum indicated in the policy if the accident results in disability or death. So, what are the types of coverage? Permanent total disability. Disablement is permanent, irrevocable, and total. Permanent partial disablement. Disablement is permanent and it is partial. The policy carries a table of compensation for different disabilities, which is expressed as a percentage of capital sum assured. Then you have temporary total disablement. The disability is total but temporary, probably a fracture in the leg and is unable to attend the work. So, permanent total disablement, partial disablement, which is permanent, and then you have temporary total disablement. Coverage: death 100%, permanent total disablement you get 100% of capital sum assured, partial total disablement you get 50% of capital sum assured, and then total temporary disablement, it is as per insurer's practice as per the policy document. Additional benefit without extra premium, carriage of dead body, educational grant for dependent children up to the age of 25, additional benefit without extra premium, which is medical expenses and war risk cover. So all of these are covered under personal accident insurance policy. How is the premium rating? Rating depends on occupation. So simple risk, accountants, architects and doctors. Moderate risk, builders, engineers, veterinary doctors, drivers of motor cars. High risk, people working as blowers, jockeys, miners. No claim bonus is available at 5% per annum for each claim-free year, subject to a maximum cumulative bonus of 50%, and this is not lost if the lapse policy is renewed within 30 days. What are the exclusions under this policy? Suicide, intentional self-injury is not covered, while under the influence of liquor or drugs is not covered. Engaged in aviation, ballooning is not covered. Venereal diseases, or if he is insane, it is not covered. Breach of law with criminal intent, then it is not covered. Service in armed forces, childbirth and pregnancy, war and similar perils. All of these are not covered under personal accident policy. Next, you have householders insurance. This covers building, the contents inside the building, while contained in the insured premises due to fire, lightning, explosion of gas, bursting and overflowing water tanks, right, strike, malicious act, earthquake, storm, tempest, flood, inundation and impact damages like loss or damage to fixed plate glass in the insured premises. So it covers the articles inside the house. Insurer extend the coverage during temporary removal of contents up to 1/10 of the total sum assured for a period not exceeding in aggregate 120 days in any one period of insurance. Money, security, bullion, etc. will not be covered unless specifically declared. Under all risk policy cover, insured or any member of the insured's family will be indemnified in respect of loss or damage to jewelry and valuables caused by accident or misfortune whilst anywhere in India, and this is subject to the limit of sum insured. Insurers provide indemnity against unforeseen and sudden physical damage caused by or solely due to mechanical and electrical breakdown of domestic, electric, electronic or mechanical appliances, apparatus or gadgets whilst it is present in the insured's premises. Next is the travel insurance. It is generally given for a period of 60 days. All modes of travels are covered. Covers incidental local travel also. Cover for the insured spouse and children only. Personal accident policy is an attachment to travel insurance. Next, liability insurance. What is liability insurance? Liability insurance provides indemnity for financial consequences arising from legal liability. The indemnity payable under this insurance covers compensation awarded against the insured, legal costs awarded against the insured, and the defense costs. This insurance is concerned with the civil liability and not the criminal liability. The law of tort. Tort means wrong. We have already discussed this. Tort laws deals with wrongdoing. If an act of a person caused injury to another person or damages his property, the wrongdoer will be held responsible for the losses caused by such injury or damage. Statutory law. The liability arising under the statutory law. For example, an employer is responsible for the acts done by his employee. He is responsible to compensate a workman for injuries sustained at work under the Workmen's Compensation Act. Law of contract. Liabilities arising out of breach of contract. That is again it falls under liability insurance. Next, what is professional indemnity insurance? This policy provides indemnification to the policyholder against loss incurred only as a result of their negligent act, error or omission in carrying out their business. This policy is also known as errors and omissions insurance as well as malpractice insurance. The liability under this policy primarily arises due to the negligence of the insured in performance of their professional duties. See, all of these are typically can be asked for 1 mark, multiple choice questions. So I'm just running through all of this as it is because you just have to remember the important clauses under each of these policies. To indemnify the insured against all sums for which they shall become legally liable to pay as compensation to third parties for bodily injury or for loss or damage to third party property arising out of or from any negligent act, error or omission committed or omitted or alleged to have been done during the course of conduct of performance of their professional services and duties, including all legal costs and expenses. So the best example would be doctors. So they will, they'll due to their profession, they will exercise their expertise in a particular act. But in case the result is negative, there can be a claim by the claimant that the doctors or the hospitals did not treat well and there can be some damages to it. So in such cases, professional indemnity insurance comes into play. They will compensate not only the compensation plus the legal costs arising out of it. Professional indemnity policy is usually availed by accountants, doctors, architects, etc. So with this we come to the end of this particular section. We discussed general insurance, methods of providing indemnity in non-life, measurement of indemnity, valued insurance policies, factors limiting the payment in general insurance. We discussed subrogation, contribution, proximate clause, compensation, claim settlement, TPA, general insurance classification, liability insurance, and then we discussed property insurance under property, fire, premium types and benefits, then machinery insurance, contractors all risk insurance which is known as car insurance, marine insurance, jettison and we discussed port of distress, burglary insurance, money insurance, extensions, motor insurance, categories, sum assured and premium, and perils covered under motor insurance, and we also discussed the exclusions under motor insurance. Finally, we also saw the values of 50,000, 25,000 and then 25,000 and 12,500 in case of no fault liability and solatium fund. Lastly, we discussed about personal insurance, which included Mediclaim, exclusions, conditions to the claim. Then we discussed group Mediclaim, personal accident policy, the types of coverages under personal accident policy, premium ratings, the exclusions under a personal accident policy, then householders insurance, travel insurance, liability insurance, and professional indemnity insurance. With this, we come to the end of the second module, which is risk analysis and insurance planning. In this module, you had a good amount of theory. The theoretical questions can be expected in the exam. Plus, please remember 2 types of insurance calculations that we did, which is human life value approach, HLV approach, and total needs approach, which is needs approach. So those 2 are the numerical questions that you can expect from insurance, and that can be asked for 3 marks or as well as 5 marks. So be very confident when you're solving numericals, you can score them easily. So we'll now move on to the next module, which is the retirement planning module.
Apna Course. Get smart, get ahead.